Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Close the Gap podcast. Y'all know the vibes. I'm JR. Again, if you guys are feeling the content, enjoying it, and getting any value from it, please subscribe to the channel, like it, but most importantly, write a comment on the bottom. Let me know what you guys think about the content. Let me know what you think about me, the podcast, the guest, or whatever you're getting out of it. I love hearing from you. I appreciate the love and support that you guys are showing me. Thank you guys again. So let's get right into it. So the gentleman here sitting to my left is someone that I will say is a mentor to me that I met when I moved, my first few years in Richmond. Had the privilege of working with this gentleman. I would want to say he's one of the smartest, definitely the most talented, and this gentleman always goes far and beyond, giving his clients and his friends as much value as possible, whether it's business advice, branding advice, design advice. You don't see a lot of these people a lot anymore. So I am humbled and I am honored to have Baxton Baylor today on today's episode. Welcome, Baxton.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, man, for being here.
I appreciate
you.
Thank you, JR.
Yep. Baxton, give the people a little bit about yourself. Okay. Who are you? Who are you, Baxton?
Well, first of all, thank you, JR. I appreciate what you're doing. I really am excited about your podcast venture.
Thank you.
And Close the Gap. It's going to be a strong brand.
It's
going to be
I hope so.
A great conversation out there for people. So just a little bit about myself. A lot of people say he's a phantom. Where does he come from?
Yeah, it's hard. You know how hard it was to get you in front of this camera. So
who is he? You show up at a meeting and it's like, oh,
that's him.
Who are you?
He designed that.
What's your background?
Right.
But nevertheless, it's my background is creative design, with a focus in graphic design, art direction, and it's like anything. A lot of people nowadays that are in my industry,
right?
A lot of young, talented creatives that are coming out of school. It still takes time. It takes a lot of experience.
Okay.
I can say being in the industry, I have about 19, close to 20 years of design experience. I mean, basically, I can remember Photoshop 2.0.
Okay.
So I'm dating myself.
Right.
But overall, graphic design was my passion, and that pretty much was the foundation of where I am now. I worked in corporate Fortune 500 companies with mostly brand management, alongside.
What does brand management mean?
Brand management in its core is managing the brand. It's very simple.
Okay.
Corporate brand that's the core of the company's, pretty much that's the backbone of the company.
Okay.
That's their guidelines. It's the rules that they use when it comes to their voice,
right?
Their visuals, their design, and you have to have groups that actually manage that, whether it be for campaigning, whether it be for commercials, whether it be for video.
And that's just to make sure everybody in those platforms are using the correct.
That's
branding,
correct. Everybody.
Color,
that's correct.
Voice, and the whole nine.
It gets all the way down to as far as your corporate guidelines, which is the logos, the placement, color palettes, everything that it will help push that brand forward.
Okay.
There are a lot of rules to that. So I worked in a Fortune 500 company for about 11 years, starting off in graphic design and eventually into brand management when it came to the internal controls.
Okay.
But also, I worked in editorial, which is a different world.
Right.
That's dealing with magazine design.
I think that's where we met.
Oh, yeah. That's where we met.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dealing with newspaper design. dealing with a lot of, working alongside great journalists and photographers, and digital folk like yourself, and how all of this information is put together and how we all work together to get it out to a customer.
So let me ask you, Baxter, were you the type of child that was drawing when you were little one?
Of course, yeah.
What were you drawing when you were little?
Oh, wow, man. Well, like I said, I'm dating myself. I'm an 80s baby, so
Me too?
Yeah. Born and bred in Richmond, Virginia. But let me take that back. I was born in the 70s.
Okay. So, I'm still an 80s baby. I ain't taking that back.
Yeah, but we grew up in the 80s. So that era was, to me, our culture during that time was hip hop. It was graffiti.
Yeah, for sure.
It was, the latest styles, the latest rap songs, the top MCs.
And what's your top 3 MCs?
Top 3? Oh, wow. Rakim, of course. Big Daddy Kane.
All right.
And the one that's up for grabs is LL Cool J. I think during my time,
LL.
I'm Bad, that he was a strong lyricist back then.
Right.
So, but that all kind of helped us drive a culture.
Okay.
So that was my inspiration for drawing.
I loved graffiti, man. Graffiti. When I was I remember Word Up magazine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I remember watching MTV was really new.
It was brand new.
And then I still remember them showing clips of the trains in New York.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because I'm originally from the Northern Virginia area.
Right, okay.
So the DMV, so DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Right.
So graffiti wasn't as big.
Yeah.
So I got my intake in graffiti from hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And watching these clips and seeing these magazines.
Yes.
But anyways, I just loved how they looked.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I always used to envy because I can't draw for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I barely could do cursive I'm dating myself right at this point because cursive is out the window. So I love that. So then, so you were in class, drawing, not paying attention.
Correct. But with that, my art teachers, my family, they took notice that there was a gift there somewhere.
Okay.
And, that's a good thing to understand, that if you have youth out here and you notice that there's a gift, make sure that you cultivate that person.
Man, you know what? I love that you even said that.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, when I was going to school, and I mean, that trend, unfortunately, is happening now.
Yes.
That they don't do that, right? Because I know for a fact that your parents, like my parents, when we said anything about art, you can't make money off of that. You can't support your family off of that, right?
Yes.
So they're not doing that off of malice, right?
No,
they're just doing it because they don't really know.
There's a genuine concern.
It's a genuine concern, correct. And they just didn't have any knowledge of really how that industry really worked how designers, musicians,
that's correct,
football players or whatever really got to the point where they made money, and I don't blame them. But the whole point is, when it came to school, which is it's a blessing for you to have teachers in your that honed and understood.
Yes.
Hey man, this kid has some talent.
That's correct.
Let's hone on it. Now it's this kid got some talent.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's keep moving. Anyways.
That's right.
That anyways is what bothers me, but that's a whole different subject.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I really would like to see more teachers, more parents, really understanding the passion that their kids have.
Yes.
If it's not school,
correct.
Then what is it? Listen to them. Listen to them. Talk to them.
That's correct.
And then help them understand how to get to that avenue. Sorry, man. I could get on the soapbox all day about that. But
that's great. It's a great point because, like you say, it's just a point of, understanding what's out there and what's for you.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I didn't know anything about graphic design until maybe my junior year of high school. So from that, it kind of opened my eyes to look at there are other worlds out here that we don't know about.
Yeah.
That could actually benefit us. So from that, attending college for about a year and a half in Atlanta, Georgia, at an art institute, that was just phenomenal for me. It was a life experience.
Right.
I met other people outside of Richmond.
Right.
And it was
kind of opened your mind up to
experience.
different creatives and different artists and how they do things.
That's correct. That's
awesome.
Fast forward today, it's still the same. Still learning.
Right.
Meeting people.
Right.
And that's just the beautiful part of.
So you kind of did you when you were drawing that first drawing that you did on your book. Was that the spark to say, man, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Well, you know, I would say that just thinking back on that, and I think we talked about this in the past, but I lost my father in 1982.
Sorry to hear that.
And I think that was more a therapeutic thing for me. Okay. My father was actually an artist too. He wasn't an artist by profession, but I learned a lot from him. Okay. So I think during that time frame, it was more so this is my world now. Yeah, I feel safe here. Right. You know, I homed in on those things as far as, you know, did I know that this is where I wanted to be? No. But I knew this was going to be a part of my life going forward. Right. I understood that. But that's when the people come in play. Hey, you see, you have something. Have you learned about architecture before? Have you learned about screen printing before? Have you learned about murals or art? You know, fine art before. Yeah, right. That's where the questions start.
Honing that raw talent.
That's correct.
Into getting all those other characteristics of design.
That's correct.
To be able to put into your toolbox.
Put it into the toolbox. So that process still works today.
I think so.
You know, I mean,
no matter what you do.
That's right. No matter what you do, there's something out here that you need to explore. Yeah. Or someone like a mentor or a friend that's in a certain profession that they could actually teach you something new.
100%.
That may relate or correlate with what you're doing.
But that's hopefully that your friend or your mentor. And I mean, I think if you like I called you a mentor in the beginning of the shows because you bring value to all the discussions that we have, regardless if it's from professional to personal, right? And I think that's extremely important when you are creating a circle, because I still remember my mom saying, show me your friends, and I'll show you who you'll become.
That's right.
And I didn't want to hear that in the beginning, right? When I was 16, 17, even when I was in my 20s, I didn't want to hear it.
That's correct.
But now, when creating something, you look, it's the truth, right? Who do you have in your corner that's going to help you move forward into your dreams? And I think that's important. And I think for me, that's what closed the gap. I'm hoping that this whole brand or this whole experiment that I'm doing does that for people. Allow them not, if they feel like their corner isn't there to help, they can listen to it, watch it, and say, you know what? Yeah, this guy is giving me the motivation, or Baxton or whomever guest that I may have is giving me the motivation to move forward with my dreams and my goals, right?
That's correct.
And I think that's extremely important to have people in that corner.
Definitely.
So, do you remember what was your first design that you ever did?
Well, as far as graphic design,
or just in general. Well, like one design that you went back, you sat back and was like, man, I did that.
Right. I would say, when it comes to, I would say in graphic design, it was a school lesson. It was pretty simple. All right. But we were using Photoshop and Illustrator. Those are the two kind of main, top programs of that day back in about 96, 97, 95, 96. Okay. So with that, it was a simple project it was making a poster design. So there were elements of this design that you needed to use. You needed to use font, placement. Right. It needed to be balanced. Okay. You needed shape. Okay. You needed line. You needed color. Right. And the thing was, coming from this kind of fluid, I would say process of just drawing stuff. Yeah. It was new for me. So
it's structured.
This is structured.
This is structured design. This isn't just Baxton daydreaming. Right. This is
there's a structure to it all. It's like building a house, you know? Yeah. So, I think once I completed that, it really kind of, I was kind of like floored. Like I couldn't believe I did it, and got a good grade on it. So
do you remember the first one you got paid off of?
The first one I got paid off of actually was in high school. It was a good friend of mine.
All right.
And he was from New York.
Okay.
He is from New York.
Okay.
Put it that way. And he was all about hip hop graffiti, but we came together as a unit.
All right.
I would sketch, he would color.
Okay.
So some projects we blended together. We did co-creation on some of these projects, and mainly at that point we took that and learned how to translate that to a T-shirt design.
Okay. Now so who was the T-shirt for though?
The T-shirt was actually it was for us. This was something that we decided to collaborate on.
And y'all put a design on the T-shirt and
my mother put up the money.
All right.
It was like 100 colors, you know.
Shout out to Mom for loving the dream and seeing the dream.
Yeah, because during that time, not knowing, like you say, the process, not knowing the fundamentals of T-shirt printing.
Right.
Anything over 2 and 3 colors, you're paying a lot of money for.
Okay.
So this specific design had about 5-6 colors in it, and they produced it for us.
Dang.
Now from that, we wore it to school.
Right.
We had a box of maybe 50.
Okay.
People wanted it. And we sold out.
And you sold out the
first
shirt.
week.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So going back and forth through time, the origins of creative, they start to build from there. You know,
right.
It's almost like you're looking at this foundation eventually mold into where we are now in 2019.
Right.
You know, when it comes to what we can do, more so whether it be actual design or actually sitting down having a conversation and consulting about design. Okay. Now we can speak to these things and get paid
because you understand the process.
That's
you understand
correct.
what it takes.
Yes.
So, all right, was that the bug? Did you say, "Damn, I made some"?
Oh yeah, definitely.
My design
definitely
made some change.
That's it.
You know,
made us a little popular during that time. You know,
especially in high school.
That's
right.
Right. That's
you
right.
Know, they know that you the T-shirt guy, you the design guy.
Yeah, put us on Front Street.
So then was that a little bug that said, you know what, I can do this. I can make some money off
Definitely,
of this.
Definitely. That was our first venture into business, not knowing we were in business.
Look at that.
And just to
But did you always want to become an entrepreneur though? Even before that design?
Well, I wanted to be. Well, put it this way, like I said, all the things that kind of came together to kind of build this foundation. I think being an entrepreneur or an independent business was already in play.
And you didn't even know?
Didn't know it.
And you didn't even think about, you know what, one day I want to own my own design company.
Not at all. Because once again, coming from our culture, African Americans, Hispanic, a lot of our parents' expectations for us is to go out and work.
Right. School and work.
That's correct.
Right.
School, work. And some, if they could afford school for you.
Some.
But at the same time, that was the expectation. Now, like I said, we were building something that we pretty much didn't know it was there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then what happened? What happened after high school?
Okay, so like I said, fast forward to through school. I didn't finish school, but I was able to come back, get a lot of certificates and certifications. I went straight into corporate from there.
Okay.
So by 1998, 99, I was working for a Fortune 500 company from that point. And from that point, I started as a graphic artist. Basically, working alongside the designers, the art directors, creative directors, to pretty much be consistent on building this brand for this company.
Right.
All right. So from
now,
that,
was this out? This you just said this is when you were still working on certificates, or did you get your certificates?
Yeah, they paid for certifications for me. They sent me. I've been to the Adobe conferences. I've been to out west to. It wasn't Adobe Max at that time,
right?
But I've been to a lot of the Scott Kelly, big in the creative world. He used to have this whole book called Killer Photoshop Designs.
Right.
They used to host conferences, and they would pay for me to go.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they really put, once again, people seeing the talent,
right,
and investing
in it,
putting
in it,
time into it. This person, this young man, this young woman.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we see value. We're going to add value.
Yep.
And then we're going to help them grow. And that's where we are now.
Okay.
It's the same thing. If I see value in my peers or vice versa, we help one another grow.
100%.
All right?
I think that's important,
that's what
right?
we need to do.
I think I think creating that community is extremely important.
Yes.
Not just in business, but just in life.
In life,
right?
That's correct.
Is putting the right people around you,
yes,
right, to give you that value.
Right.
In business is maybe linking up with the business owner, other business owners, and creating it. I actually sat with a young lady. You actually know her, Sandy.
Yeah.
From Turn.
Yeah.
She said it perfectly.
Right.
It's like a circle.
Yes.
Right? It's not just you refer me, I refer you.
Right.
It's a circle relationship.
That's correct.
It's how can I help you? How can I give you the value? And vice versa. And I think we have been able to create that within our little ecosystem.
That's correct.
And hopefully more people start doing that, because I feel more businesses can actually last longer, keep their doors open a lot longer, right? And as well provide value, not just for the business owners that they're in their inner circle, but for their client.
For their client.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That's correct.
And I think that's extremely important.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some lessons that you probably learned throughout the process of you getting to where you currently are. What did you find? Because I know you have clients.
Yeah.
Right? At this stage, you've, like you said, you've worked at the Fortune 500.
In corporate,
been in corporate, but now
I'm independent.
You are
a
independent.
I have my LLC.
That's right.
I'm out doing my own thing.
Talk it, brother. Talk it. Talk it.
Now, there's a disclaimer with doing your own thing.
Okay.
Or freelancing or
share with us.
Business owner.
Okay.
It's not that easy.
No, yeah.
Why I say that? Because you have to put on multiple hats now.
Right.
Now, it's not just design. It's just not me saying, hey, I have a project.
Right.
Here's my process.
Right.
Let me sit down, think through it.
Right.
Start to develop. Start research, then develop it, and then fabricate this thing. Right?
Okay, right.
No, now it's acquisition. Now it's sales. Now it's managing a client. Now it's consulting.
It's now the responsibilities when you were in corporate, somebody else took care of. Now it's all on Baxton.
That's correct.
So let's stay in that real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you find some of the challenges? What were some of the challenges that you faced with your getting your first client?
Right.
And once you got it, what were some of the challenges?
I think. Well, one challenge in particular was pretty much personal.
Okay.
Am I going to make this customer happy? Am I going to fulfill what they want and what they need? Don't get me wrong.
All right.
If you've gone through school, worked in corporate, you got the skills to do anything.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's about making that client happy, and it's about whatever you create for them, specifically in the design or branding,
right?
Is it going to be effective for them? Are they going to be able to come back with measurable data saying, you know, what we have created has increased this,
right?
Or we have sold X amount of these, or we're growing so much now we need to rebrand. We need to, you know,
But I think because who you are, you see, you're thinking of that, right? You're thinking of, is the client going to get anything out of it?
Right.
Not just, here, client, and then give me the money.
Correct.
Peace out.
Correct.
You know,
definitely.
It's, am I going to design something? Am I going to present something that is going to give the client a positive result? And
does it have value?
And it does have value.
Right.
No, and thank you for adding that.
Right.
Does it add value?
Right.
And that's extremely important.
Correct.
You know, and especially in a day of age where people just have their hands out. Right.
Yes.
And then pull their hands back when they received that check.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's beautiful that you even think that
definitely.
far. And I think people need to take heed to that.
Right.
Regardless of what industry that you're in.
That's correct.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you cook food, if you design, if you wash cars.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
I honestly feel with this day of age, if you give somebody value, meaning educate them on the brand, the color palettes, right? Educate them on what type of oil you put on their car.
Definitely.
How can you change your oil? Because let's be honest, you can give everybody your process.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly feel like there's nothing to hide in this day of age.
No, not at all.
Share everything with everybody.
Right.
You know why? Because 90% of them still ain't going to do it.
No, they're not.
Right?
They're not.
And I'm not going to lie. I was at 90% at one time that didn't do anything.
That's correct.
I got all the news and all the information and did nothing.
Right.
Right? But there was a switch in my head that says, you know what? I'm getting all this information.
Right.
I know all this information.
Correct.
Let me do something about it.
You have to.
But again, there's still a 90% out there that still won't. So again, I commend you, and I hope people are listening that giving value is extremely important.
It's very important.
And it's nothing to shy away from.
No, it's very important. And to that point, you know, you have potential clients that come to you and say, you know, this is what I want. But in essence, once you have the time with them to talk to them, you find out that may be what you want, but here are your needs. Prime example, just had a client that I drafted up a proposal for, which is a full brand package. And with that, there's a digital package, which is your website or web channel, along with some digital promotion, to help actually push a new product that she actually invented. Okay. She has a patent for this. Okay. Now, when she saw the price for the website and the digital, she said that I didn't know it cost that much. I'm gonna have to shelve that. But this is what I tried to explain to her, that's the most important piece today. Today, you know, it's different.
Correct.
I could develop this great brand for you. We could develop print pieces behind it.
There you go.
And you could submit it into advertising for a newspaper or a book or a magazine. But no eyes are going to see it. So she said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try Wix. And that's the key. What I explained to her is that, to your point, the 90% of people that gather all this information about, I can make my own website online. You know,
they saw the advertising,
site. You know, I had to explain to her that what they're selling you is a finished result that you not having the knowledge base of will never get there.
No, because if you don't know it, how?
You never get
how?
there.
And you see, that sticker shock is what kills me the most.
Yes, right.
I am giving you something, a product, or a process, that I'm hopefully will help you have a positive ROI.
Oh yeah.
In the beginning, it might not look at it.
Explain to people what ROI means.
Well, the return of investment.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying?
First of all, you got to invest something.
You have to invest something
to get a return off of.
Correct. And you know what? And I think people think, let me shelve it.
Yes.
See, that mindset of let me shelve it now doesn't work.
Right.
Especially when that strategy encompasses social media. Right? Because there's millions of websites. It's the World Wide Web.
Definitely.
How is somebody going to see your website?
Right.
It can be the best design on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Your SEO is on point.
Right.
But that's limited because you know what happens when they shelve it?
Yes.
And I've heard it before.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
What you gave me doesn't work.
That's correct. And that's the lack. My point is, there's no disrespect here. It's just
there's none.
You know, understanding the knowledge base in certain things when it comes to, like you say, the tools. Well, the platforms that are needed to actually get customers.
Yeah.
Okay. Digital, web for business is fairly new and it changes every day.
It doesn't it?
Now, from a creative standpoint, my creative has to change and actually morph, you know, and to work into this new digital space. But my point to that is get the knowledge. And this is another thing too, being an advocate for web developers. These what they call WYSIWYG, DIY website tools that are out there that they sell, guess what? That takes away from their industry. They're actually firing these people now. These people can't come to you and say, I could develop a whole front end, back end, database, app, everything you need, but here's the ticket versus, I can do it for free on Wix. Excuse me, I don't know if that's copyrighted. Or free on one of these DIY web tools, Right. And that's where consulting and teach. There's a teachable moment. That's where you explain and give them the knowledge on these things.
Yeah, I think you need to share that, right? You need to share that knowledge.
Definitely.
And you hit a point.
Yeah.
But I want you hit a point about the digital jumping in.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me how did you adapt your skills? Because you came from a skill drawing.
Yeah. Right? Drawing to print. All print.
All print at one time.
Right.
Now this is all this is a digital world. And, and let me make sure my audience understands that I have nothing against print.
No, not at all.
People still read books.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? And people love the hard copy and feel it.
Yes.
But there's far in between of those people nowadays.
That market is shrinking.
There's stores closing, bookstores closing because people aren't reading books.
Right.
So digital is a huge thing.
Huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you adapt to that?
Okay. Back to when I was in corporate, alongside of the investment that they sent me out for print design.
Right.
They sent me out. I learned Flash.
Right.
I learned Dreamweaver.
I remember Dreamweaver.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
I learned Macro Media. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
That was the core of what we see today as Premiere.
Okay.
I learned other 3D modeling design platforms. So from that, they were actually, this is back in 1999, 2000.
Right.
They were actually engaging me into a digital world, not knowing where digital was going.
Right.
But I needed the tools to develop internal digital platforms. We designed these tools called CBTs, computer-based training modules.
Okay.
And they were pretty much self-contained websites that employees could go in, learn all of the guidelines behind the corporate brand. Okay. Take a test at the end, and it gave them, pretty much graded them on if they understood what they went through. Right. So I had to learn digital. Put it this way: digital design. Yes. But digital from a standpoint of websites, web marketing, SEO, social. Yep. Right now, everything changed.
Everything changes.
I had to shrink my design. I had to learn how can I balance a design that's something 720 pixels by 90 pixels. I was just going to say that, right? How you going to fit your design in your head that took a huge piece of paper and shrink it down? And then it had to be effective.
And it has to be effective.
I need people to click on that.
Correct.
They need to know what they're clicking on.
And that was back in the day. You're mentioning those banner ads. The ads that were on websites. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yes. Back then. Yes. Those work. This is mid 2000s. Let's remember where the time frame is, because now currently people are like, I don't click on that. No one does.
Now say that again, because businesses need to know. Yeah. That when someone approaches them with this high level, high tier banner ad campaign, is it going to be effective?
Right. It's effective to get the brand out, but don't expect somebody to click it. Right. And let me tell you how it's effective, because they're going to keep seeing it, and they're going to probably either be like, "Yo, this is annoying," or "This thing is big." Like they're not going to click on it, and they have ad blockers now, right? That's it. And so they need to pair that. Right. They need to pair that with the strong. What's currently happening now, they need to pair that with a strong social presence. Yes. On a strong blog. Right. Or a strong podcast. Right. They need to use other forms, because back then, in the early 2000s, those local banner ads worked. Oh, they worked. Right? Yeah. They saw it. And if somebody like yourself can make a very compelling ad, and an effective ad, should I say, to click on it, perfect. Right. Now, people might not even see the ad anymore, right? That's right. Because of these ad blockers, or because no one wants to click on them anymore. That's correct. it's taking away from their experience, right?
Yes.
Google jumped on that,
right,
in the very beginning, making sure websites don't have too many ads on there anymore because like those ad farm websites where people would just go and then get paid for clicking. Those aren't gone anymore.
They're gone.
That user experience matters. But I'm sorry for going to that little tangent.
That's
but
great information.
But I mean, I just wanted to say that because my audience needs to know too that, again, I don't have anything against books. Right. I don't have anything against banner ads.
Oh, correct.
But all I'm saying is from where we are currently and what I'm seeing in this industry, certain things don't work as what they used to back in the day. Now it's adding extra levels. Like you just did. You added extra levels in your education, in your experience, right, of design to be able to feel comfortable to say, now I can be on my own.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
So let's stick with you being on your own.
Yeah.
I really want this to be some actionable takeaways for the listeners. What advice can you share to someone trying to get into this industry?
Right. And we're talking about freelancing
in regards to design.
Now, the freelance world is very, very big. And most of us are a result of layoffs from corporate, or most of us, a large percentage of freelancers are primarily focused in illustration. Okay. But right now there are tremendous, large groups of tools and websites that help freelancers. We have freelance guilds out here that pretty much offer and send information on taxes, on hours, production tools, things that help you every day become a better freelancer or independent graphic designer. That help you monetize as well. There are conferences out here, freelance conferences. And once again, that couples with continual learning. When it comes to this, continual learning. When it comes to a digital world now, creative, you have to continuously learn. You have to learn video.
And not walk around here thinking you know it all that you probably learned 10 years ago.
You can't. So with that, some of the things that a freelancer may want to do is join your local, I think it's the AGIA, which is basically a guild that focuses on graphic designers locally. It's a nonprofit organization. It's worldwide. And as a designer or a creative director or art director or principal, you have a take in this community. Join creative communities to learn from one another about how to best, deal with a client. How to best, expense or get CPAs to help you with your taxes and help you with balancing your books.
I like it because you're telling people, hey, there's stuff out there. Any information, taxes. How to track your time. How to deal with difficult clients. There's tools out there to use.
Oh yeah, plenty of tools.
How do you feel? Because I think listening to what you're saying. And seeing your work, I think a freelancer should honestly be, to get in and to get the ball rolling, maybe find clients. I think they should 100% be utilizing social media.
Oh yeah,
for their learn the stuff, learn the back end, your taxes, everything that we just mentioned. But to promote your work and to have people hear you, I think it's heavy on getting on social media, displaying your work, but not just displaying, explaining.
Oh, of course.
Maybe
telling the story behind. Because what you were saying before, being a brand manager, maybe that's somebody's goal, or maybe somebody's goal is to become a freelancer. It's to be able to articulate that. That's correct. And be able to understand, and again, get value. That's what I mean. And I think a heavy push. For a few years, because honestly,
that's their portfolio.
That's correct.
Right? Because everybody says I have my portfolio on my website, which is fine.
Right.
But if I don't know your website, how am I going to see your portfolio?
That's correct.
But if you have a secondary or your other portfolio is on social media, and you put it right and you displayed yourself right, and your art shows really well there,
yes,
I don't see a problem with you getting a client. No, and let me make a disclaimer. We're not saying that you're going to put your stuff on social media and you're going to get Nike to come holler at you. It's not about that.
No.
Right? No. But it's about you being happy with a certain amount of clients. If you're making 75 grand to 100 grand. I don't care the price. It's your happiness that matters to me.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I do feel that way. Okay. But so Baxton, give me how can people reach you? How can people get at you if they want, your services, or they might need your services? Can you tell the people how to reach you?
Definitely. Well, you can Google me like anything.
Google them. You heard them.
Nowadays, the accessibility is at your fingertips.
All right. What do people Google?
You can look up Baxton Baylor.
Okay.
Or you can go to baxtonb.myportfolio.com. Now that's a Adobe platform.
Okay.
That actually displays all of my current work. Also, I'm on Behance. And Behance is another creative community platform where Nike can pick you up. Or other places
there
like
you
that.
go.
So Behance is basically Baxton Baylor. You can look me up, Baxton Baylor. And just look forward, to great things in the future. Once again, my thing is to work and collaborate with other creatives here locally and abroad.
Right.
To offer solutions.
That's awesome.
To come up with new solutions.
That's awesome, man. Well, look, Baxton, I appreciate you again, man, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time and all your wisdom. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Close the Gap. Again, you guys already know the vibes. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you guys